Everybody, welcome back to Ask a Best-Selling Author. I'm your host, Dr. Angela Loria from the Author Incubator, joined today by best-selling author Tami Stackelhouse. She is the author of Take Back Your Life, which you can find on Amazon. And Tami, I want to talk to you today about really how important is it when you set out to write a book that you know what that call to action is at the end of the book, that you know what's the outcome that you want for the reader?
Sure. For me, I knew going into writing my first book that what I wanted to accomplish was partly to create the curriculum for a training program. And so you and I had talked about that, and that kind of becomes a little bit of a brain dump of knowledge of everything that's in my head that I know about fibromyalgia. But this time, of course, I've got that training program, is up and running.
Yeah.
Right? So now I have a different outcome that I want, and so I'm going to write the book differently. And I think that is really the most important reason to know what you want out of your book, because you write it differently. You write it to a different person, your ideal reader. You write it maybe with a slightly different voice, the kinds of stories that you tell, how it's structured. I mean, there's just so much that goes into it. You write a different book depending on the outcome that you want.
And here's the thing I would say too, it's actually easier to write.
Absolutely.
So if you knew, like, the call to action at the end of the book was, for the people who were interested, register to find out about my certification program for fibromyalgia coaches. Mm-hmm. Every decision along the way about what gets included, what doesn't, how you start a chapter, how you end a chapter, every decision is so much easier than if you're just trying to say everything you know about fibromyalgia.
Oh, absolutely. My first book, I had started making a list, an Excel spreadsheet of all the different things all the different things I could possibly talk about, just like trying to get everything out of my head. And I think I have over 200 items.
Oh my God, it was a massive document. I was like, so this is 5 books.
Exactly. It's like, there's no way that I can include that. So realizing that what I wanted to do was build the curriculum, but also this is a very entry-level book, right? I want to teach the basics first before I get to advanced stuff. So that helped me go through my list of 200 items and figure out what the first...
Right. What is the entry-level stuff? Because otherwise, that call to action is totally different. Maybe if you were trying to, let's say train rheumatologists.
Yeah. Oh,
it would be a different book. Like, it would be the advanced stuff.
Right. Or if I was doing an advanced coach training or... Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So knowing that call to action, knowing what you want your book to do for you, what that outcome is, really determines what goes in and out, what goes in and doesn't go in your book, but also just makes it so much easier to write.
Absolutely.
So if you know what your call to action is for your book, put that in the comments below. Like and share this video, and join us again for another episode of Ask a Best-Selling Author.